guys, welcome back to a quick video. Alright, this is gonna kind of be a start to the Howa. Gonna be kind of a jumbled up diary of the Howa because so far it hasn't started out well. Well, I don't know, it's started out different. So this is gonna be kind of mixed up a little bit here and there. I'm gonna try and get the timeline in order. But, so the very first day I went out and shot it, the first loads, well the very first day I went out and shot it was just sighting it in, shot about 8 bullets. I needed a few fireform cases to make a modified case, and I shot a few to get it all sighted in. That was the first night. Didn't tape it because it was just getting dark and I just wanted to get it on paper. That way I could start the reloading video the next day. So the very first loads I loaded for it was 80 grains. Like I was saying to you guys, they were kind of meant for the Howa. And let me go back to my notes here. So we loaded up, now mind you I don't have my chronograph yet. So I loaded up 5 groups, 3 shots each, and one fowler. So the loads went from 22.3 to 23.5. They were all sitting 20 thousandths off the lands. And you guys saw at the tail end of the, I think it was the 80 grains out of the AR-15 video. The 80 grain SMKs out of the AR-15 video. Because I shot them the same day. 80 grains out of the Howa, 80 grain SMKs out of the AR-15. Now they did great out of the AR-15. Now mind you, that's a Krieger barrel, 1 in 8 twist, match barrel. The Howa is a very good heavy barrel. I don't know if I'd call it a match barrel, but and you'll see it is a very good barrel here in a second. And it is 1 in 8 twist, because in that video I told you I wasn't sure what the twist rate was because I need to find that out because that would kind of explain what happened. Well, in that video, as you guys saw, it was keyholing left and right, and it was like shotgun pattern. I mean, it was a 2 feet or a foot high, a foot left, but it was just going everywhere. So I stopped. Now that was the lowest charge I shot. Well, one was the fowler, and then 3 of them was the 22.3 load. Now, obviously, I don't have the chronograph, so I didn't know what what the velocities were on it. So, and I did a bunch of messing around with the scope to try and get it. So it was no longer on paper. Well, it was no longer sighted in. So, next, I came back the other day and shot some of those Black Hills, which I actually should have taped that. And that's another thing I want to kind of explain to you guys. I'm not taping some of this stuff. I'm going to be transparent with you guys all the way through because my mistakes will help you guys. But it's very hard to tape some things. When you know something's going to not work right, it's very hard to tape it because you have to constantly go down and shut off the camera and you're just sending random bullets, and especially with it shooting a foot left, foot right, I didn't want to hit my camera as well, so that was another big reason. So, first day I shot the 22.3, all of the 3 bullets with the 22.3 load and the 1 fowler. The loads went from 22.3, 22.6, 22.9, 23.2, 23.5, and that was it. So that were the loads that I was going to shoot and tape for you guys that day. But we only got through the 3 22.3s and the 1 fowler, which was the same as the first load, 22.3. So we shot 4 bullets total that day. And it was keyholing left and right. So I went back the other day and I sighted it back in with the Black Hills. And you guys remember, that video is up there quite a while back. We shot that through the AR. And it did awful. I couldn't get really under an inch. I don't think any of them were under an inch. And a couple were, I think, close to 2 inches. So out of the AR-15, these shot awful. Well, I'm about to show you. I should have taped this the other day, but like I said, it's very hard to tape something that you know is going to go wrong because you constantly got to shut off the cameras and And yeah, and like I said, I didn't want to hit my target camera. But I will always do a narration video like this to tell you, because I want to be transparent with you guys and I want to tell you guys my fuck ups. So that way you guys, you know what happens. So I'll be fully transparent with you whether it's on video or not. I am going to tell you exactly how it happened. So the other day I went and I had to re-sight in the scope, obviously, because I was clicking a little bit here and there, and so I just wanted to make sure it was back on paper. So I dialed it into those, so I went out and I took the hand loads I had, the 80 grain hand loads, and the box of Black Hills, and went out just to get it back on paper, if it was off paper, but get it shooting good again. And so, first bullet, shot here. Second bullet, make sure you guys can see that, yeah. Second bullet shot here, and then next, there, next is there, next is there. And then that is a 4-shot group, not including that one, because that's the last sight-in bullet I did. And I did put in, I think, 2 more clicks to get over to here. And I didn't want to sight it in right at the bullseye, because as you guys know, I don't know if I've ever told you guys this, but I try and leave it high, and I don't want it right on the dot, because it's very hard to see. If the bullet holes go into the dot, it's very hard to see, especially on that white poster board. So if I can get them to group in the white on the poster board, I can see them clearly. So I try and sight them a little high. So I may go over, so it's just a little bit high here, a few more notches. But either way, so I clicked it a couple more times, and I put a 4-shot group right there. Now that is very, very good. I haven't measured it yet, but I can probably do that real quick. Definitely under quarter inch. So centers to centers are 0.238 there, and yeah, about the same there, 0.238. So yeah, that's a decent group of those Black Hills. And I may go out and shoot those again for you guys on video, just to show you. Those did damn good. Okay, so either way, the whole point of this video series is going to be all about the Howa. So that's sighted in for the Black Hills Hornady. I got it to right there. That's a 4-shot group. And these Black Hills are 52 grain match hollow points, 223. So I was like, alright, shooting there, good to go. Well, I started shooting, I brought out, oh, that's the other part of that. So I got the chronograph that morning. So all of these were shooting through the chronograph and testing out the chronograph. So all of the Black Hills were about 3,094. I think my lowest one was, all of them were above 3,000. So I was like, sweet. I think that's a little high for a 223. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not extremely experienced with 223. I've reloaded for it here and there, but it's not my most. I haven't reloaded for it a lot. So 3,094, I think, is pretty good. Maybe it's getting a little up there. I know Black Hills is known for being a little hot, so I'm thinking that's probably getting on the higher side in the 3,000s. So I was like, all right, so it's sighted in, good to go. And so then I switched over to the 80 grain SMKs, the ones that were keyholing. And the first ones I shot was obviously the 22, the next ones in the powder charge, because the 22.3s were all shot up. So I moved on to the next ones, which was 22.6. Shot one of those through the chronograph, didn't hit the paper, and it read 2,300. And right there I knew. I was like, okay, I think I know what's going on. Like I told you guys, it is a 1 in 8 twist. That's what I thought at first, was maybe the twist was wrong. That's why they weren't stabilizing and they were keyholing. But it is 1 in 8. I've checked on that. So the second one, shot through. Nowhere on paper. So, and that one wasn't much higher in velocity. About 2,300 something feet per second. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to test something. Well, for the last bullet of that charge, 22.6 grains. This is all CFE 223, if I didn't say that. CCI 400s. I was like, you know what? I'm going to aim. I don't know if I can get this on camera. I aimed about a foot above the target. I was like, I want to get this bastard on paper. So I aimed about a foot above the target, and it hit there. Pretty much a perfect outline of a of a bullet going the wrong way. So keyholing like crazy still. And as you guys can tell, it's already we already kind of figured out what it is. It's got to be velocity. It's got to be, because they shot really well on the AR. So next thing I did was go right up to my top charge, 23.5 grains, and I just shot center of the target because I didn't really care, you know, if it hit the target or not. I was just trying to get the velocity out of it to see what it was. So I went right up to my top charge, skipped the rest, and because I'm not going to keep just shooting bullets that are keyholing and not even hitting paper. So I went up to the top charge just to get what my max velocity was. And so my top charge was 23.5 grains of CFE, and that, my top charge was still only 2,490, I do believe, in velocity, feet per second. So right there, I'm pretty sure I figured out the problem. So, which is good. I'm thinking I'm going to be able to get them to stabilize. I just don't think I'm pushing them fast enough for them to stabilize. Now the differences are the Krieger barrel, they shot well in, but that is also a 24-inch barrel. The Howa barrel is only 20, so that is 4 inches. But still, that shouldn't be crazy different. You know, I'll pick up a little bit more in the 24-inch barrel, a little bit more velocity. So plan going forward is to start pumping up the velocity here, getting these a little bit faster. Now I still haven't checked, but I need to check what Sierra's max velocity is. Well, here, let me do that right now. I get it right on my phone. So yeah, let's look up Sierra's max velocity for the 80 grains. 223 bolt gun. Let's change the bullet to yeah, I don't think you guys are gonna be able to see that anyways. Yeah, whatever, you guys can't see it. Alright, so change it to 80 grain hollow point boat tail SMK right there. Alright, so for CFE 223, lowest charge, and I was loading to Sierra's load data. I'm pretty sure I was during that one. I don't think that was Hornaday's, because Hornaday I don't even think is CFE 223 ain't even labeled in Hornaday's manual, I don't think. So lowest charge for Sierra's manual, lowest charge that they say is safe, is 21.7 grains with the 80 grain SMK, and their highest charge right before they put the red dot is 24.4 grains. And they're saying at 24.4 grains I should see 2770 for velocity. So they're saying with the 80 grain bullet and a bolt gun, safe velocity or feet per second is 2770. You know, or that's the velocity they got out of their highest charge. So that's the plan. Is I'm going to load one bullet each, kind of like the pressure test I did for the 6.5 Creedmoor on the last bullet, or the bullet we're testing now. And I'm going to do one bullet each and try and push it up to at least 2700. Yeah, and we'll go from there. So that's basically the update for the Howa and why you haven't seen it yet. I got a little bit of video of it, but I mean the target camera doesn't capture anything because none of them hit paper. You know, and to be all honest, I was lucky I didn't hit the target camera at all because like I said, it was hitting a foot left, foot right, you know. So, and then when I was shooting these right here, I didn't videotape any of this because for one, it was late. For two, I didn't want to hit the target camera. and for 3 I was just trying to figure out quickly why the hell these weren't stabilizing in the Howa, and they were in the, the AR. So that's my conclusion so far. Next will be probably a little bit, next for the Howa will be probably videotape doing reloading 1 bullet each, going up, trying to get to the velocities of at least 2700. And if they're still not hitting paper at 2700, and or they are hitting paper and they're even remotely looking like they're keyholing at all, not stabilizing, then I'm done. I'm not going to shoot those in the gun anymore. And then we'll just move back to the 75 grain Hornadays, see if we can get those to stabilize. If those don't stabilize, then I have some 68 grain Hornadays. The 68 grains aren't the match though, they're just the Hornaday hollow point boat tail, but not the match version. They're just the full metal FMJs. But either way, so I'm the 68s and the 75 definitely should stabilize. So I'm not too worried about that. They definitely should stabilize, and I'm thinking we can get the 80 grains to stabilize as well. I just think we got to push them a little faster. I loaded some wussy loads apparently, but I was just kind of following Sierra's data. Let me see again what the hell their lowest load was, so I know I was in the clear to shoot that. So yeah, 21.6 is their lowest charge for the 80 grain out of a bolt gun. Did they say details? They shot it out of a 1 in 8 twist. Oh, a 1 in 12 and a 1 in 8 twist. So they shot it out of 2 different size barrels, and it was a 24-inch barrel. So yeah, and at 21.6 grains, they're showing 2470. And apparently it stabilized in their gun, but they did have a 24-inch barrel, and my lowest charge was 22.3. So I was above their loadings. So I figured they'd stabilize in the 20-inch barrel. But either way, so that's next. That's next for the Howa. We're gonna get the show on the road. We'll, like I said a minute ago, we'll load a bunch of one-shot, just 1 bullet per powder charge, and I'll probably do like maybe 5. So I ended off at 23.5. I'll probably push it up to their max load and try and get up to at least 2700 and get this 80 grain stabilized. Because if those Black Hills can shoot that damn group, I'm thinking these Sierras should shoot really well in that gun, as well. So yeah, that's the story about the Howa and why I haven't really shown it yet. Just kind of haven't been having some technical difficulties so far, but I think we figured everything out. Should be good to go, and we'll get these damn things stabilized and hopefully get some shoot some good groups out of it. And like I told you guys in the last video, I knew that Howa was a good shooter. They can shoot .2 whatever that ended up being there, that 4-shot group, and I almost wanted to put a 5th in there, but I didn't because it was getting late, getting dark, and I wanted to get, the whole point was to retest those 80 grains and get the scope sighted in. So yeah, alright, so next on the Howa will be just that, trying to get up to 2700 feet per second, and then after that we'll load some 3-shot groups, doing a powder charge test on that, and then Christ, I might be out of bullets by then, but and then we'll try and do a seating depth test as well, because we are using the bolt gun, and then we'll do a few 5-shot groups to finalize. Alright guys, we'll see you guys in the next one.